Hello and welcome back to FM Wonderkids, the home of Wonderkids here on YouTube, but also the home of Euro 2020. Coming up in today's show, I will be rating your Euro 2020 fantasy football first drafts. So there's only 2 days, 4 hours and 56 minutes to go at the time of recording until the deadline, the kickoff for that first game. So I've put the call out to you guys across YouTube and Twitter. You guys have given me your teams to be rated, and today we're going to rate them, so stick around. If your team hasn't been shown, it might be shown by the end. So we're going to start off over on Twitter, and bear in mind I haven't looked at these teams yet, so what you're getting is my first impression, my first view, and my first opinion on these teams. So Acon here is actually the moderator in our Discord, and if you want to join our Discord, the link is in the video description, as with the code to join our league. Everything's in the description. Acon's chip strategy is limitless in matchday 2, wildcard in the quarterfinals/semi-finals, and he's also put here, if Chiesa is benched, because we get that team news before the deadline, Chiesa and Ronaldo/Silva could come out for Insigne captain and Depay/Tielemans. His matchday 3 plans are Gnabry and Muller/Sané/Werner. So he's bringing the Germany guys in for matchday 3, and he's limitless in matchday 2. Okay, so with that in mind, let's have a look at his front line. Lukaku and Djdjdjdjs. Obviously, Lukaku, really good choice. That fixture against Russia is good. I believe they got a good fixture next as well. Playing in that Belgium team, one thing I would worry about slightly is the fact that Kevin De Bruyne has been ruled out of that first game. Yes, I understand you're limitless in matchday 2, but could Belgium have qualified then by matchday 3? In which case, De Bruyne still might not play. Lukaku might get rested. So something to think about. Djdjdjdjs, yeah, he's been performing well, especially in the friendlies. The hat-trick hero. Torres, I love. Got nothing bad to say about Torres. Chiesa, the great thing about Chiesa is you're going to get that team sheet before the deadline, so that's great. I like Ronaldo at 8 million. He's in my team. Alaba is someone who I like as well. Very cheap, an enabler in that midfield. 5.5 million. And Austria's fixture is excellent against Macedonia. You've got the other Austrian centre-back there, who I can't remember how to pronounce his full name, and it's not on the screen there, but I think it's Hinterman or something. I can't remember. But yeah, great chance of a clean sheet. The Danish guy, again, can't pronounce his name, but excellent chance of a clean sheet. You got triple Denmark. Okay, I mean, they're playing against Timo Pukki. Did you know that? All it takes is one Timo Pukki goal to wipe that out. But I mean, they have got a high chance of a clean sheet, so if it does come in, you're going to be rolling in the points. Maybe I would suggest spreading your risk there a little bit, but there's something I've done in the past to triple up on defence. Hasn't always worked, and it is frustrating when it doesn't work. Denye, 4.5 million, you can't argue with that. The bench then, Simon, it's a difficult one. Spain is difficult, as I know that you know, Acon. The COVID situation is going to go right up until the deadline, I think, so definitely keep an eye and have a backup for those Spain players, Pau Torres included. Bernardo Silva and Ronaldo coming off the bench against Hungary. I absolutely love those two. They look like they're the most nailed 2 players in the Portugal side. I'm going to rank Acon's team very good. Next up, we'll head over to the Twitter DMs, and this team was sent to me by a gentleman called Djdjdjdjs. And he says he's going to limitless in matchday 2, wildcard in the quarterfinals. So similar strategy to Acon. Let's have a look at who he's got. He's got Lukaku and Depay up front. I like that combination. Limitless in matchday 2 for the Netherlands works. I mean, they've got 3 good fixtures really, but I like Depay. Seems like he's a really good creator. If you look in the qualifying rounds, Depay's numbers for assists is right up there. Goals, not so much though. But Lukaku, yeah, really strong pick as well. Eriksen, I think he's a little bit overpriced, but it doesn't stop him being a good pick. Yakizi is an interesting one against Turkey. Not for me, against the Italian defence. Yeah, I know Turkey have been playing well lately and have got some good numbers, etc. But I wouldn't back anyone against the Italy defence at the moment. Alaba, I like, as with the previous draft. Berardi, I love that pick. Again, the Italy team sheet, we're going to get it before the deadline, so excellent. Could be an excellent value pick there. Same as Spinoza. Hinteregger, we spoke about already. 4.5 million, very good option there, as well as Kair. 2 good cheap options from teams who you don't necessarily want to back further up the pitch, so that's why I love these 2. Denier as well, the same as Acon, and also Schmeichel in goal. Great chance of clean sheets there across the back line. I like that a lot. Stecklenburg, I would avoid. There's too much confusion going on in that position for the Dutch. We don't know if Stekelenburg is going to play. We don't know if Tim Krul is going to play, so I would avoid both of them. Ronaldo, I love, explosive, 12 million, not to be sniffed at. Torres as well, excellent. And Pau Torres, very, very good value. I would maybe, with this team, look at bolstering your attack a little bit, because you can see across the midfield here, you haven't really got a big hitter. Maybe you could call Ferran Torres a big hitter at 8 million. Maybe you could call Eriksen a big hitter just because of his price, I would say, probably. I mean, Denmark, who do they play in that first game? Finland, and then Russia in the last game. So not terrible fixtures, but Austria's fixtures do drop off after game week 1. So Alba might be someone you're looking to get rid of. And where can you go from Alba? You can't really go to many places. 6 million, maybe like Jorginho or something from Italy. But Alba is a good enabler. It just seems that haven't really enabled anyone. I suppose you've got Lukaku, Depay and Ronaldo, and that's where all your money's gone. But I would maybe suggest trying to get some money into that midfield, trying to get a big hitter into that midfield in terms of someone with a lot of attacking potential for a brilliant team playing against a weak defence. Maybe a Netherlands midfielder, someone like Wijnaldum against Ukraine. Maybe another Portugal midfielder. You got the likes of Jota, João Felix, Bruno Fernandes, who I think is a bit overpriced. But that's my thoughts on that team. Djdjdjs team is going to be ranked struggling / inconsistent. 2 more to go then on the Twitter DMs. This one from Harrison Cocker, limitless in match day 2, not sure about wildcard yet, which I think is a fine strategy. He's got 1 million left in the bank, so he can play around with that a little bit. I think limitless in match day 2 is fine, as long as you're open to using the wildcard in match day 3, because I think it might be needed. That's what I'm pretty much going to do, is limitless 2, wildcard 3, and then hope for the best in the round of 16, basically. Again, Lukaku and Depay we've spoke about. This guy here I've heard a lot about, Miljanovic. Oh, I can't pronounce his name, but apparently he's quite a good goal threat for Ukraine. The only thing I would suggest is, do you really want a Ukraine player against the Netherlands? Yes, the Netherlands' defensive numbers lately haven't been excellent, but I mean, it's the Ukraine, right? Yukazi, the Turkish player there in midfield, again, backing against the Italy defence. I like Insigne and Berardi, those 2 picks. Again, we're going to get the team sheet before the deadline, so make sure you're fluid with those. Backline we've all spoke about, apart from Vindal, who I think is the standout pick at 4.5 million. But it's not 100% whether he's going to play, because if they don't play that 5 at the back system, he might not get the nod. So just be aware of that. I like your goalkeeper partnership. That's the same goalkeeper partnership that I've got in my team. So Heradikari, I can't pronounce his name. He'll play the first game, and if he doesn't get a clean sheet, you bring Bachmann in from Austria. Very good, cheap goalkeepers with a decent chance of clean sheets. The only thing I would suggest is check out the fixtures for match day 3, because I don't think Finland and Austria have good fixtures in match day 3 if you are going to not wildcard in that match day. Torres, I like. Pau Torres, I like. Ronaldo, I like. We spoke about these guys before. I love the fact you've got Insigne captain for that first day. This team is rated solid performer. Last on the Twitter DMs then, we have Kyle, 0.5 million in the bank, doing limitless on match day 2. What do I upgrade now / who do I get rid of? Or who shall I get? Those are the 2 key questions that you should always be asking yourself, I think, in fantasy football. The 2 key decisions: who do I need to get rid of and who do I need to bring in? 2 separate decisions, but sometimes they can converge. Harry Kane up front, I love that pick. I actually haven't seen many teams being sent to me with Harry Kane in them. It's interesting. I'm sure he'll be in a lot of match day 2 limitless squads though. Croatia, Harry Kane, I like that pick. I think he will score in that game, to be honest with you. Lukaku we spoke about, who I love. Torres and Chiesa as captain, I love that pick. Mason Mount I think is an excellent choice, 7 million in midfield, very good value. I think he'll play quite an attacking role, and we know his form this season's been excellent. Yaziki, I keep getting his name wrong, but it's not a pick that I like. I've spoke about it before. I think your 0.5 million should go on that position. We spoke about the entire back line. Donnarumma is an excellent choice in goal. It's just, are you willing to spend that money on the goalkeeper? 5.5 if you are, excellent. He will last throughout the group stages for you. They've got excellent fixtures for each game. Your backup goalkeeper, however, is quite weak. He is my backup goalkeeper as well, but because he plays after Donnarumma, I wouldn't be confident putting him in if Donnarumma doesn't get a clean sheet, for example. So maybe spend your 0.5 million upgrading your goalkeeper to give you a bit of a backup option, although that's a bit of a cop-out. Pau Torres, Alaba and Ronaldo, we love all those picks. We spoke about them before. I really like this team. This team is going to be ranked very good. So that's all the Twitter teams done then. Over to Discord next. We've got 2 on the Discord and I'll go through those very quickly. If you want to join the Discord, incidentally, the link is in the video description as always. Carsty here's got a bit of a different chip strategy. He/she, I think it might be a she, is limitless in match day 3 and wildcard in the quarterfinals, which I like as a strategy. Harry Kane, Lukaku and Arnautovic up front, I really like that. Kane plays Croatia and then Scotland if you're limitless in match day 3, which is excellent. Lukaku I think has got good fixtures throughout the whole 3. Arnautovic maybe you would want to sub out in that second game. Ericsson against Finland is a great option. I just think he's a bit overpriced. I like your 3 Italian picks as well. Djdjdjdjs and Vindal we've spoke about. I like the 3 of those as well. Jordan Pickford in goal is an interesting one, not one I've seen around a lot, but I like that. I like England's defence. They got a good chance of a clean sheet, I'm sure, across all 3 games. Backup goalkeeper, again, decent for 4 million, but I'm sure he plays before Pickford, so maybe get him in first. Torres, and Alaba on the bench. I really like this team. I love the fact that you're doing limitless in match day 3. It's something I was considering for a long while. This team goes into outstanding. Next up on Discord, Zyaam. He doesn't give me an idea of his chip strategy, so we'll just take a more broad approach to this one. Depay up front, I like across the 3 fixtures, which is good. Carrasco for Belgium, I think is an excellent choice because De Bruyne won't be in the team for that first game. We know that. So players like Carrasco, etc. are definitely going to play. I think Thorgan Hazard is another good option as well, who's scored lately. I love the Dan James pick. I mean, Switzerland have got a pretty decent defensive record, but because I'm Welsh, I want Wales to score. I actually think they're going to score now. I've been a long time thinking that's going to be 0-0 or 1-0 Switzerland or something like that. But I think Wales are going to score now. I think it's going to be Gareth Bale, but Dan James could be involved. And the great thing about Dan James is he is out of position a lot of the times, playing right on the last shoulder of the defender, and he's fast. I like that as a pick. Insigne, captain, yes, but just be fluid with it. Make sure you're checking that team sheet. Grealish, I really like that as a gamble. There's a couple of gambles in here. Grealish and Dan James and Carrasco, I would say a little bit of a gambles. But if these gambles come off, you're going to be absolutely flying. I like Grealish as a player. He's just got a lot of competition for places. So as long as you're aware of that and you're still making that decision, then I'm happy for you. That is good. I'd love to be able to go for Grealish myself. But myself personally, I just wouldn't because I'm not sure if he'd play. Tierney, I like at left back there. Maybe is there scope to change him for Robertson, who I think plays out of position, more of a left midfield role. I might be wrong with that. Scotland fans, let me know in the comments. Djdjdjdjs, Vindal we spoke about, but we have not spoken about Alioski. I like Alioski for the fact that he is, again, out of position, left wing back or left midfield, whatever you want to call it. He takes penalties, and out of him and Ricardo Rodriguez for, I think it's Switzerland, these are the 2 defenders that I think can score big points, okay? Penalty taking defenders. They might not get a clean sheet. They might not get a penalty. They might score absolutely nothing. But there is a chance, small chance, that these guys could come away with a clean sheet and a penalty goal, and you're absolutely laughing them. Schmeichel in goal, we like. Who is that? Who is that in backup? Is that the Portugal goalkeeper? I don't even know what his name is, but it's a good choice. I'm not sure how much he costs. He'd probably be in the 5.5 million bracket. I mean, he's going to get you a clean sheet against Hungary, I'm sure. So definitely a good pick. Lewandowski on the bench, absolute madness. He does play on the day after Depay and after Dan James and after Carrasco and after Insigne and after Grealish. Okay, so yeah, that's fine. Llorente I like as an attacking fullback for Spain. Does he play though? Does he play every single game in that position? I'm not too sure. But if he does play, you got it. You got it nailed. Ronaldo, I absolutely love. There's a lot of gambles in this team, which is really nice to see, and it could come off big style for you. I just think there's probably one too many gambles. Maybe I would limit a couple of them down. Maybe take out a Grealish and swap him out. Maybe take out a Llorente and and swap him out. But apart from that, I kind of like it a lot. Unfortunately though, with the fact that there's a few gambles in there and a few changes that I would make, I'm going to have to put it into needs more game time. Okay, last but not least, we've got a team from WhatsApp. Sully sent me this team a while ago. It was the team that I shared on YouTube for the Rate My Team kind of call out. So we're going to rate his team here. Marlon, I'm not so sure about. Don't know if he plays. I don't think he does play. So that would be a worry for me to start with. Kane, I love. Ronaldo, I love. I'm not sure on Sully's chip strategy. So we're going to take a overall view on this one. Souček, great pick. Great value, 6.5 million. We know he's a threat. Foden, I think, could be a high scorer. But again, he's got a lot of competition for places in that front three for England. Could he play a little bit deeper in the centre? I don't think so. And if he did, you wouldn't really want him in that position. But who knows, he might start. There's just so many players who could start in that position. Sancho, Foden, Grealish, Sterling, Rashford. And granted, you probably got 2 players for 2 positions out of those 5. But that would be enough to steer me clear of Phil Foden, to be honest with you. Bruno Fernandes, I think, is overpriced. He doesn't take penalties for Portugal. Ronaldo does. However, that doesn't mean that Bruno Fernandes isn't going to score, isn't going to do well, isn't going to continue to get assists like he does in the Premier League. I just think that 10.5 million is a little bit too much. John Stones, I like as a pick. England have got a good defence, good defensive record, some good fixtures. Kufal, excellent. We know how amazing he's been in the Premier League. Tierney, again, is there scope to maybe upgrade him to Robertson? If you're back in a Scottish defence, maybe go for Robertson, who I believe is a little bit more out of position in terms of, I think he plays left midfield and Tierney plays left back. I think, again, I'd have to double check with some of my Scottish fans or have a look at team sheets to double check, but I think that's the case. Diaz at centre back, I think you could go elsewhere with that, maybe get Cancelo in at 6 million, way more attacking. Okay, maybe not as nailed down in the first team. You wouldn't be surprised for him to be on the bench, for example, but far more upside. Schmeichel, obviously we like and we spoke about. Same with the backup goalkeeper. Denier we like as well. Nego, you've obviously got there as an enabler, which is fine. And Kimmich, I haven't seen in a lot of teams, but he's a good player playing for Germany, but I don't see them doing much against France. So there's a lot of problem positions in this team for me. Marlon, Fernandes, Kimmich, Nego. Too many for me to give it a positive rating. That's why this team gets a leave on loan / permanently. Just a caveat though, I'm sure Sully's has changed his team once or twice since he sent me this on WhatsApp. It was quite a while ago, but he did ask me to rate it because I accidentally put it up on YouTube. So here it is. Okay, so that was rating your Euro 2020 fantasy football drafts. Let me know how I did. Are there any changes you would have made to these teams which I didn't spot? Let me know down there in the comments. Thank you very much for watching as always. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you next time. Peace.